Welcome to our rainy day trip round London in 4K. Today we start at King's Cross, and this is a trip that you can do across London not only on a rainy day but any other time as well. It takes about 2.5 hours, but it takes in all different types of transport. Plus, you get to see a lot of the main sites across London as well. So, stay watching. We start at King's Cross Station and we're going to go round to Tower Hill. So let's change. So the journey we're going to take today starts at King's Cross Station. Then we go round on the Circle line round to Tower Hill. There we walk down the road to Tower Gateway, and then we take the DLR, the Docklands Light Railway, to Canary Wharf. There at Canary Wharf we get off, we get a boat, and we take the river bus all the way down to Westminster. At Westminster we grab a bus and we take that direct to Marble Arch, where we change for another bus which takes us to Piccadilly Circus. There we got the Piccadilly line and we go all the way back to King's Cross. Here at King's Cross we've just got off the Piccadilly line and we're now looking for the Hammersmith and City line, and what we're looking to do is to grab the Circle, which will take us around to Tower Hill. Now King's Cross is a pretty large station, so you do have to keep your eyes open, but everything like round most of London Underground is well signposted. Here we're grabbing platform 2, we're grabbing the Circle line train, make sure you get that right train, and we're going via Liverpool Street just to confirm you're going in the right direction on the Circle line. Go the other way, it's going to take you a lot longer to do the route, I promise. The thing I love also about doing this circular route is it takes in so many different types of transport that you can take across London to get to see so many different parts of it. So if you've got a particularly horrible rainy day and you're not sure what you're going to do up in London, this is a great way to get around and also see some of those sites. Now the Circle line train, which we're about to get on here, they are very regular. They're probably about every 3 or 4 minutes. So you don't have to really wait around too much with this route either. So the train takes probably about 15 minutes round to Tower Hill, and that's where we get off and we're going out of the station. And here we're going to interchange with Tower Gateway, which again is well signposted. Just look, there you go, there's the signs for it. But whilst you're here, you're going to catch a couple of views. The wall you can see there is part of the original Roman wall which went round the City of London and dates back to the year 100, so a big piece of history there. And of course, what have you got over the road? You have the Tower of London, and we're going to get another sight of that in just 1 second. If you are doing this route on a rainy day, an umbrella is always a good thing to have with you when you're going around London. Plenty of places you can get that from. Also a good raincoat. Whilst the walk between Tower Hill and also Tower Gateway is only a couple of minutes, it is on the outside, but it's very, very close. So here you could admire the Tower of London, but don't worry, we're going to see it again later when we do the route, and we're going to see it from the other side as well. So you get to see the tower twice, and there you go, that's part of that original Roman wall as well. The next stop, Docklands Light Railway Station, Tower Gateway. One thing to be careful of, the roads around here are extremely busy and you're about to go over a crossing with traffic lights, so do wait until they mark your way of going over. Right, now we're at Tower Gateway and we're going to go up the escalators and join the Docklands Light Railway. So we're taking the Docklands Light Railway all the way to Canary Wharf, and the Docklands Light Railway has been in existence since about the mid-1980s and has linked the Canary Wharf and the Docklands area into the City of London. Now one of the reasons for taking the Docklands Light Railway is it's a driverless train, so it's all automatic, and if you get the train right and if you're lucky, then you might actually get a seat right at the front. And if you're with children, and actually, do you know what, I've seen adults fighting for the seats at the front, you can pretend you're driving the train. Yes, I know, but it does appeal to so many different people, and myself included. So the essential bit is, because this is a terminus stop, the train will stop here for a while, which means you can walk right up to the end of the platform and get in the train at the end of where it came in, because of course it will reverse and go out and you're then pretending you're driving the train. This part of the journey to Canary Wharf only takes about 10 minutes, but you get views of Canary Wharf as you're going along on the train. And not only that, you also get a view, if you're looking on the right hand side as you're travelling towards Canary Wharf, of the Limehouse Basin, which we covered it in a previous video. And I put a link to that in the top right hand corner. And here is the Limehouse Basin, and what a fantastic place it is to go to too, as a separate journey. The Limehouse Basin links the River Thames with the Regent's Canal, which runs around the north of London and also connects to the Grand Union Canal as well, so it allows boat traffic to get all the way into the Midlands of the UK. With the skyscrapers of Canary Wharf in front of us, here we couldn't get to the very front of the train, but you could look over the top, and there we go, we're now driving and we're taking the train into Canary Wharf. Now the great thing about this route is it's circular. It also takes in lots of different places. It takes about 2.5 hours, so I would really recommend you do it outside of peak traffic time. So do it well after 9:30 in the morning and make sure you've completed it before 5 so you don't get caught in any rush hour traffic. When you get off the train at Canary Wharf, you're going to go down and through the shopping centre, which is underneath the station and all part of the Canary Wharf complex. Don't forget to tap in and out as well, and you're going to go through Cobalt Place Mall. When you walk through here, just keep following the signs for the Canary Wharf Pier. If you're looking to break the journey up so you can have refreshments, cup of coffee, etc., this is a good place to stop and have that. But as you walk through, look, you've got all different fountains, sculptures, etc. as you make your walk over towards the Canary Wharf Pier. I hope you're enjoying our video and getting a great tour of London. Don't forget to hit that like button for us so we can help spread this video to more people so they can love London as well. Most people, when they think of Canary Wharf, think of all the big buildings, the skyscrapers and the shopping centres, etc. But there's lots of green area, and this is in the middle of a roundabout, but there's other green areas around Canary Wharf as well. Now we're heading down to the pier, and here we go, here's our first sight of the Thames. The whole journey we're doing today, you can do it on either an Oyster card, or alternatively, if you've got a contactless debit or credit card, you can use that, but you must remember to tap in and tap out for all of the different places as well. So let's go down to the pier. The river bus has a really great service, and you can look up the timetable really easy on the TfL website, and you'll find in the middle of the day they're about every 10 to 15 minutes, and that's the direction that we're heading towards the City of London, which you can see over there in the background. And here comes the Thames Clipper now. This is probably got to be one of my favourite ways of getting around London, and that's using the river, because you can see so many sights. Now, we're not going to show you all the sights today, we've shown that on a previous video, but let's show you the map of where we're going. So the trip we're taking from Canary Wharf today, we're going to Westminster, but you can also do it to the London Eye as well, which is just on the other side of the river. Don't forget to tap in when you're going onto the boat, just to make sure that your fare is registered as well on your debit card. As you can see, there's plenty of inside seating. There's also refreshments available, which is just over there, so that you can get your tea, coffee and snacks as well. Alternatively, you can go straight through and out the other side and sit outside and enjoy the views from the back. You can't sit outside at the front, but you can see so many views. Now, the other bit you need to do is, if you're sitting out the back, you need to be flexible to move across the different sides of the boats to see the different things. Here you can see Canary Wharf going off into the distance as we disappear, and as we approach central London you can see fantastic views here of Tower Bridge, and as you get closer and closer you'll also see the Tower of London as well. I've put a link to a previous video that we've done up in the top right hand corner, which shows this whole boat route and also all of the different things you can see. Now here I'm looking out the window, which is why you've got something that's slightly cloudy, and this is the original site of London Bridge, and as we go past here and you're looking up, you can see the monument, which is that statue there, and that is directly in line with the old London Bridge which went across as we go under the new London Bridge. Here we've got St Paul's Cathedral and the Millennium Bridge, and we've missed all the stuff on the other side of the boat, which includes the Globe Theatre. But here we're getting off at Westminster, and as we approach you can see the fantastically newly cleaned Big Ben. Now if you can and the boat does stop there, your best bet is to get off at London Eye because it saves you having to walk over Westminster Bridge, but if you need to walk over Westminster Bridge, do get off here at Westminster Pier, right underneath the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben, and that's a great view as well. The ride down the river takes about 20 minutes, but actually it seems to go so quickly. It's probably because you're craning to look out at all the different views. And here we go, the London Eye just from the other side of Westminster Pier. One of the great things about the river bus is they keep you informed of where the next stop is, where they're going after, so you can never really forget where to get off or miss your stop when you're actually looking out for all of the different London sites. They really do look after you. So the next part of our route is to grab a bus, so we need to get up there onto Westminster Bridge. We're going to cross Westminster Bridge and we're going to grab a bus from there, which will take us to Marble Arch. So let's go up the pier and go and have a look and see what the views are from here. When you get up the steps, I'd recommend crossing over the bridge and then going over Westminster Bridge with the Lambeth Bridge on your right hand side, because this, as you can see, gives you fantastic views down towards Lambeth Bridge, the Houses of Parliament, also across to St Thomas's Hospital. So we're crossing over the bridge to get to the bus stop, which is on the other side, which is going to take us from Westminster to Marble Arch. The bus stop is coming up in front of us outside St Thomas's Hospital, which is what it's called, and we're going to get the bus number 148, which takes us to Marble Arch. Now, that's going to take in some fantastic sights. And whilst you're waiting for your bus, you can admire the views as well. So the 148 bus is a double-decker, which is brilliant because you get a chance to go in, and if you fancy doing it, climbing upstairs, and if you're lucky enough, you might have front seats to be able to see. You can use your contactless card on here as well, and then of course do make sure you do hold on tight because the buses will pull away whilst you're climbing the stairs. If you can't sit right at the front of the bus for the ultimate view, I really would suggest sitting on the left hand side to take in as many of the views as possible. So of course your first view is going to be looking back over Westminster Bridge, which we've just walked, but to get it from the bus you're slightly higher, so it's even better. Then the bus, after it goes past the Houses of Parliament and Westminster Bridge, takes you round into Parliament Square, which means you get a view of the Houses of Parliament and the Palace of Westminster from the different side, but also you swoop round past Westminster Abbey as well. At 1,000 years old, the Westminster Abbey is a fantastic place to visit, and I've put a link to our video up in the top right hand corner on that, where we went there fairly recently. It's always worth keeping your eye out as you go around Parliament Square, because quite often you've got different demonstrations or protesters here, so it's worth having a look, see what's going on. Always busy around Parliament Square. Here we're looking at the church in front of Westminster Abbey, which is St Margaret's Church. Because you're on the top deck and you're on the left hand side, look at this. This is the classic view of entering into Westminster Abbey. The bus then leaves the Houses of Parliament and also Westminster Abbey, heads towards Victoria Station, which is where we are here, and that's Little Ben the clock, and you can find a video on that. And the wall you can see here is the back garden of the Buckingham Palace. Now, you can't go around the front of Buckingham Palace because no buses are allowed to do so, but this is about as close as you can get. And also, don't forget, during the summer months, you can get tickets to go to Buckingham Palace Gardens. And we've covered that in a previous video as well, and that was just an amazing event. The arches you can see here are the entrances at Hyde Park Corner into Hyde Park. We're about to hit Park Lane, which is one of the busiest roads in central London, and that will take us up to Marble Arch, the busiest roundabout in central London. As we approach the top of Park Lane, just on the outskirts of Mayfair, this is where we meet Marble Arch, and you can see the signs on the buses that keep you informed of where you're going, so it's time to come down and get ready to get off, because this is not a terminus stop, so you need to make sure that you're ready to get off the bus here, and then walk to the other side of Marble Arch, and we'll show you where to grab the next bus. I know I've said before, but this road is bonkers. Yes, it's really busy, so make sure you do use the traffic lights and wait for them to indicate that you can cross the road. Here we're going to go through the middle of the roundabout, and this is Marble Arch itself, which was originally part of Buckingham Palace until it was moved here as a ceremonial arch. Here we're at the start of Oxford Street, which is where we're going to grab our next bus from. So you get onto Oxford Street and you walk up on the left hand side, and then you're going to find the bus stops here for our next bus. From here, the next bus we're going to get is the 94 or the 159, which takes us from Marble Arch to Piccadilly Circus, but takes us down Oxford Street and then down Regent Street. So we're in the heart of the West End to see the shops. Again, both buses are double-deckers, so head towards the front if you can, up on the top deck. Alternatively, sit near the front and then wait for the seats to become vacant, because as you'll see, I jumped forward a little bit later in this video to get some great shots. So here we're on the lower part of Oxford Street, and if you can see out the front of the bus on the left hand side, that is Selfridges. Now I think this is a great bus route to do, but can you imagine doing this with all the Christmas lights on Oxford Street and Regent Street? Yep, worth bearing in mind come Christmas. We might have to do that again. Because of the number of intersecting streets and also traffic lights, you've got to bear in mind that it is stop-start all the way. So if you're not great at travelling and suffer from a bit of travel sickness, just be aware of that. Here we're approaching Oxford Circus, and this is where we'll turn right and into Regent Street, which will take us down to Piccadilly Circus, which is the end of our bus route. Of this part of the bus trip, for me, Regent Street is definitely the best part of it. There's something about the buildings down here which has a certain something which Oxford Street doesn't have. The other great thing about grabbing a bus in central London is if you fancy getting off in a certain area, then just do it. Just hop on and hop off as you need to do. And a great reason for maybe doing this is you come down Regent Street, because up here on the left hand side you can see the red flags hanging of Hamley's toy store. Now in front of us, as the road swoops round to the left, this means we're now getting close to Piccadilly Circus, and the bus stop for that is coming up on our left hand side, where we're going to change, get off the bus and get back on the underground. And if you're lucky like we are, the lights will turn red and you'll get a great view of Piccadilly Circus before you get off the bus. Right, time to get off the bus, and we're going to alight here. We're going to then go to Piccadilly Circus station for the last part of our route. And here we're going to jump on the Piccadilly line and take us from Piccadilly Circus all the way to King's Cross, which takes us back to the start of our journey and closes the whole loop of our tour of London. So we've done a route that's included boats, the Docklands Light Railway, both the upper underground and also the lower underground, as well as our bus journeys. So I hope you've enjoyed our different ways of getting around London, but also a way to see so many different types of things as well. When I did the route, it took about 2.5 hours, so it's quite a leisurely route, but also of course you can stop off and have a drink, have refreshments, wherever you fancy doing it. There's plenty of places to see and also to stop. So as we head down to the Piccadilly line here at Piccadilly Circus, what was your favourite part of the route? What did you enjoy seeing, and which way would you prefer to travel around London as well? And I know from the comments that we get on a regular basis, I know who's going to say what, so go on, hit the comments and let us know. So as our train comes in to take us to King's Cross station, I'm going to leave you with a video of the walk that we did in West Mayfair, because earlier we were up by Park Lane, which we do cross when we're in that video. So we're going to put that video there for you up in the top right hand corner. Hope you've enjoyed our video. I hope you've enjoyed our tour around London, and a great thing to do if you've got children, and also if the weather's not that fantastic, which it can be any time of the year. Thanks for watching. Bye.